Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Draven Grimes. We're here to talk to you about the Survivor Series Fallout. We had a decent pay-per-view. We had a legend making his long, highly anticipated debut. And then CM Punk showed up. We'll be right back. We are live. How's it going?
I feel a lot better than I did 48 hours ago.
That's good.
That is a blessing.
Absolutely.
But I think you need to rephrase what you just said. You said one of the greatest in-ring debuts. It was a return, not a debut.
No, I thought I said debut. I said a legend's long-awaited return, right? Or did I say debut?
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I said what I said. Return is what I meant.
It's all right. It's just like whenever we talk about Forbidden Door, and you just have to throw the kingdom out there. All good.
Word.
All right.
All right. So, I guess we'll get the. Okay, we'll go through the card, and I'll save my bitching for the end.
All right. All right. So, match one was the women's War Games match, which was Shotzi, Becky, Bianca, and the Lizard Queen going against Io, Big Bad Bailey, Hana, Kana, Asuka, what do you want to call her, and Kairi Sane.
I thought this was a fun match. I mean, I think the booking was all wrong. I think it makes no sense to have Damage Control take the pin in this situation. If they went through all this trouble and all this hoopla to build up Damage to Control into a new unit, and then essentially just feed them to the baby faces just to put Becky and Lizard Queen on the same page. Like, that doesn't make much sense to me.
No, it don't. I had an issue with this match for a different reason. One of two scenarios happened here, and you can't convince me otherwise. Either A, their time got cut short, and instead of cutting shit out, they just try to clam everything up into that little bit of time. Or B, they had a producer who couldn't tell anybody fucking no and said yes to every fucking spot they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. This just felt like what I like to call super indie bullshit. It was a bunch of fucking scrambled eggs, in my opinion. I lost the fucking story halfway through the fucking match. It felt like the only thing they were trying to fucking get over is the fact that Charlotte and Becky's fucking on the same page again.
Right.
Damage Control basically got shitted on throughout the whole fucking match once the fucking War Games actually started. Honestly, I could have watched a better fucking match on fucking AEW Dark.
Yeah, I mean, it was so absurd with the setting yourself up for a high-risk move while everyone gathers in one place just for you to hit that move. Like,
yes,
it happened with Io, obviously. It happened with Charlotte's moonsault. It's ridiculous. Like, they take 10 minutes to get up into spot, and they're all just happen to be gathering down there. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and another thing is, it wasn't just this match they did it. It almost felt like any match that was more than a one-on-one, any multi-man match, they did the same shit that last night.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing, you know, the new damage control together. I mean, I guess I can understand if the direction is to push Bailey out because she took the pin, but I still don't think this is the time and place to do that. This was a place to show Damage Control's new dominance with their new lineup.
I completely agree with that assessment. Like I said, I think Damage Control just got shitted on, especially after just getting Asuka and Kairi Sane into the fucking ranks. You could have pushed off the Bailey thing for another month or so before you even started hinting at it.
Yeah,
Like, for
absolutely.
God's sake, you still got Dakota Kai on the outside. And for whatever reason, they kind of said something along the lines of she was the leader of Damage Control, and I never fucking understood why they made that reference.
Yeah, I've never heard them reference that before. That she had kind of become a de facto leader. Like, I have not seen any evidence of that whatsoever.
I'm not sure either. But other than that, I mean, Damage Control took the L, so ain't really much more to say about it.
Yep. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So the next match is for the IC Championship, Miz and Walter Gunther. And this match just felt like I was watching Monday Night Raw. I mean, I ain't really got nothing positive. I ain't really got nothing negative to say about it.
I was expecting something. Like, I was expecting. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting Miz to put up a much better fight than he did. I was expecting there to be a slight suspense in the matter. I mean, he's an 8-time fucking champion, and he got bulldozed, essentially. The only offense he had was a kick to the nuts.
Yeah. I think for me, it was the build up to the match was more than what the match could do, if that makes sense.
It does. Yep.
So,
yeah, I mean, Gunther goes
Gunther
over,
won.
obviously. I just, it was. I was hoping it would be one of the highlights of the show, and it wasn't.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, that was the disappointment of the show. So next match is Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar.
I think this match had lose written all over it. I don't know why they made this decision, considering how hard they seem to indicate they want to push both of them. Why they would put Dragon Lee in this match just to take a relatively simple pinfall. I mean, there's nothing spectacular about this match. It was just, I don't know.
Again, this just felt like I was watching a Raw or a SmackDown. I mean, the match itself was solid. It's just something I feel like I watch any other time on fucking free TV.
Yeah.
All right, so Escobar goes over. Ain't no big whoop there. We kind of figured that was going to happen anyway. All right, next match for the Women's World Championship. And yes, it says the Women's World Championship. Zoe Stark versus Mami.
The best thing about this match, obviously, was Mommy. Looking spectacular. But the match was just a match. Like, nothing on this show was pay-per-view worthy to me.
I'll say other than the main event.
Oh, yeah.
The main event was good. But everything else felt like I was just watching Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
really nothing here to really talk about as far as Rhea and Zoe. I mean, Zoe had a good showing. I mean, she submitted herself as being one of the main eventers for Monday Night Raw. But I mean, legitimately, right now, who are you going to put to go over on Rhea? Rhea is the fucking woman.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she is without question the biggest star on the female roster.
Mm-hmm.
One of the top 5 stars, period, in the company. I think she's just in another world right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Man, I forgot there was only 5 matches on this show.
Right.
Hell, we've only been doing this for 12 minutes. We're at the main event.
Yep. So let's take a quick break to hear a word from Castel Vodka, and then we'll get into the nitty and gritty of it.
Vodka, Evolve, Castel. Indulge in the Red Revolution.
Thank you, Castel
What's
Vodka.
that?
All right. So I guess we can cover the entire match because it was a good match. So War Games, men's War Games match. You had
War Games.
War Games. You had Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jay Uso, and who am I missing? Sami Zayn. I almost called him Sami Uso. Sami Zayn, and hopefully the Viper Randy Orton versus Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre. The first thing I want to say is, holy shit, Drew is a monster.
He's fucking jacked, dude.
Standing next to fucking Priest, who is an enormous man himself, he was like standing next to a small guy. Like, it was crazy how big Drew McIntyre is right now.
Yeah, it is. Jesus Christ.
So there's who starts it off? I think Seth started it against
Seth and Finn.
And Finn, yep. Good back and forth. They always work pretty well together.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything like stupendous during their one-on-one time.
There really wasn't anything like extraordinary for this match.
Right.
It's just the fact that they kept the story and they told the story well, which was, is Randy going to show? Is Randy not going to show? And then the little tiny stories in between, a Drew getting hold of Jay, of fucking Lord Farquaad getting the shit kicked out of him. Like all these little stories, and then the main story was all told at one time in a beautiful fucking way. Like this is what pay-per-view matches or PLE matches should be, telling the stories.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess the big mini stories going into this were whether the Judgment Day and McIntyre could coexist, considering McIntyre's who he is, and Priest claims to be the leader of the War Games team.
War Games.
And then I guess a slightly bigger one was the Drew McIntyre trying to get in there to kill Jey Uso storyline. So they ran that well. As soon as Drew got in there, he started hunting down Jey. There was also this big underlying question about whether Randy Orton was even going to show up, and if he did, whether he was going to be okay with being on Jay's side, because the bloodline has fucked over everybody. Which is essentially the case. So came down to the wire. You know, it was 5-on-4. It was The last spot, nobody's seen Randy, of course, comes on. Randy looks like a fucking machine right now, man. He is in fantastic shape. He's probably as jacked as I've seen him. He might have been leaner before, but size-wise, he's as big as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he's bulky as shit right now.
And
I think it's kind of like how JBL used to say when he was doing commentary. If you were to mold a professional wrestler from scratch, you would mold Randy Orton. He's not only just a once in a generation talent, he is a once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah, without question. Like, there's no, I mean, who's, I don't even know who's there to take his spot when he finally goes.
There is nobody.
He's just so gifted.
I mean, at one point in time, you could have argued AJ Styles, but I mean, they're both at that point in their careers, dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was amazing to see. I mean, he hit that first RKO without even thinking about it. I mean,
I cringed. I cringed.
I did. No, see, I wasn't worried so much about the RKO as I was about the power slams, and he hit 2 of those snapping motherfuckers right off the bat. And I was like, all right, his back has to be feeling okay right now.
It's like he hasn't missed a fucking day. Like, it was, and I hate to rip off Cole, but it was vintage Orton.
It was the shot of all 5 of them doing the Viper hanging DDT. That was fucking beautiful. Randy Orton back is probably the most exciting thing that's happened in WWE for me in a while. I hope he's back.
It's one of. One of.
If he's, first of all, we don't even know what brand he's going to be on. But
I have my thoughts on that.
Okay, we'll get into that if you want.
More than likely, they're going to put him on the Raw brand to try to strike some sort of TV deal. I don't know if you saw it today, but on Twix, the Fox account or whatever the fuck you want to call it, they actually made their fucking profile picture Triple H's face. So they're probably like trying to rethink the deal on, ooh, maybe I should have fucking jumped on this. Because it's not only Randy, it's perhaps the greatest fucking return we've seen in fucking 10 years last night. Motherfucking R-Truth, everybody. That motherfucker was just
R-Truth.
That motherfucker was just eating the fucking salsa. He was just going to fucking town, doing his fucking thing. What's up?
Hey, R-Truth, no shit, got the biggest pop up until Randy's pop. R-Truth had the biggest pop in the building. That man deserves. he deserves the championship. He's got to have the championship one time for everything that he's done, made himself look like a fool, did anything the company's wanted for 20 years.
I mean, you could argue the same point with Dolph. You can argue the same point with Miz. They're all company guys. Even now,
they've all been champion.
Well, even now with Dolph being off contract, he still speaks nothing but good about him. So yeah, I feel with that, but kind of feel it won't be the undisputed. If anything, they'll just give him the fucking world title for a couple months and let him lose it if they even decide to do something like that.
They won't.
He might just be content doing what he's doing.
He could be.
I mean, he's getting paid and he's not taking any bumps. So shit.
You know, I didn't even realize he had been gone.
Like, oh yeah, he's been gone almost 12 months with
was
a knee
it an injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
He tore his ACL and sprained his MCL. Yeah, it was pretty bad. He did it on NXT of all shows.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And to give you a tidbit, it was back when it was 2.0.
Oh, fuck.
It was still the colorful shit. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. R-Truth is back.
Very
so
good,
happy. I can't wait for all the comedy bits. I can't wait for him and Lil Jimmy to win the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. gonna be fucking beautiful.
So anyway, back to the match. Randy comes back. He hits that an instant iconic RKO on Lord Farquaad falling off the top of the cage.
He didn't fall. He was fucking pushed.
Yep.
That motherfucker was yeeted, so to speak, right off the top of the cage.
So yeah. So everybody's celebrating that he hits. It was by design. He hit the copyright infringement logo. That means the show's going off the air. Boom. About to turn it off.
I did turn it off.
Yep, about to turn it off. And then fucking cult of personality hits. CM Punk is back. Which to me, and it's public knowledge at this point, to me, I was kind of pissed off for Randy for them to stomp all over his big return with something that immediately overshadowed it. Like, they're in Chicago, so it could have been Jesus Christ could have just won the fucking match, and Punk comes out, and nobody's thinking about Jesus anymore. So it's just what it is when it's there. But they had to have known that was what was going to happen. So as I peel back my layers of annoyance over this, let's start with that one. And what are your thoughts on whether it's stepped all over the return, whether it matters? You know,
I don't really think it matters too much because Randy in his own right is a fucking legend. he first ballot a Hall of Famer, right? Like, you're not gonna be able to take anything away from that motherfucker. Not even last night. At the end of the day, Randy competed in fucking War Games and helped win. Nothing's gonna overshadow that. I don't care if Jesus Christ himself fucking came out last night at a fucking stadium in Bethlehem. It won't. I mean, yes, CM Punk returning last night was a big fucking deal. I don't think it overshadows War Games. I don't think it overshadows any singular thing. I think it just added to the ending. Would I have done it differently? Yes. For one, the whole Shinsuke Nakamura buildup they've had for fucking 6 weeks now, something like that.
mm-hmm.
I'd have Shinsuke involved in it somehow, some way. So like, before the main event, fucking have Shinsuke go there and cut a fucking promo, then do the fucking thing. But I also kind of understand it the way they did it with Bray. Everybody was anticipating the fucking return. The end of the show happened. Everybody thought it was done with. Hit the copyright shit. Next thing you know, lights go out and fucking Bray makes his mask. It's kind of a similar taste to what they did with CM Punk last night. So I don't think it took away from anything. I think it added to.
Okay. So. Okay.
Wow. Unless I've talked in fucking 5 days. Holy shit.
So there were two noticeably negative reactions to, other than mine, to CM Punk's return.
Can you get a real small bag of sugar?
Hey Sam, we're just chilling, man. Talking about the pay-per-view last night.
Who is it? Who talking?
Huh? Oh,
Who?
Sam was saying, "What's up?"
What's up?
Oh.
So
So, what was I saying? So there were two noticeable negative reactions to CM Punk coming back last night. The first, immediately noticeable, was Seth Rollins, who was later seen in footage having to be held back by Cole and Corey Graves and other security from running up there, and he was like saying "fuck you, Punk," and all this. That one,
That
I
motherfucker better be gone when I get back there, because if he's not, I'm gonna knock him the fuck out.
that one I'm more inclined to think is a work.
I'll let you finish.
So in that, we'll talk about that one first. But apparently Seth got back there and he started uh, yelling in Gorilla, and Triple H had to pull him away. All this stuff, which I mean, all of that could be a work. But what is your thoughts?
As far as the Seth situation, it's been confirmed by multiple sources with Ringside News, WrestleZone, BodySlam.net that it is indeed a work, and they're going to be working that towards the Royal Rumble. I think, yes, you should build up to it, but if you're going to build up to it, why are you relying strictly on fan footage? Why didn't you have one of the main cameras fucking catch that shit? You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is that
But
was
it's been confirmed by a lot of the higher ups in fucking WWE that yes, it is indeed a work.
no, I understand that, which was why it was so weird to see how it was captured. Like, why would Corey Graves and Cole be the ones trying to hold him back if it was a work? Why would no other, none of the production cameras caught it? It's kind of the why it was seen as a potential issue.
My big thing with that whole situation is, of course, the commentators have direct fucking link to fucking Gorilla. So at any time they have anybody talking to them at all times, right? So it was something as simple as Hunter going, go over there and hold him and tell them this is what we're doing. Now, my only issue with this about the whole Punk return is that, in my opinion, Hunter didn't handle this the right way. He should have had enough respect for the boys and the girls to fucking get everybody inside. Like, even if it's like right before the fucking show, I mean, like, listen, we did fucking sign him. He is coming here tonight. Please mind your fucking P's and Q's. Instead of how everybody found out last night as he's walking through the fucking building.
Right.
Like, he legit pulled up, walked out of his fucking car, went straight to fucking Gorilla and went out.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's the negative from me. We all knew that if he got signed, there was going to be heat with a lot of the guys, especially a lot of the guys that were there in fucking 2015 when he fucking left. Excuse me. Sorry. Most noticeably Seth, obviously, because they did that whole promo back in WrestleMania weekend where he was called a fucking cancer. Roman for how he was fucking treated. So, the two main fucking champions have fucking issues. But it's like I said when they had the issues with Punk and the Young Fucks and Omega. And I feel Triple H is that kind of guy that's going to fucking do this, where he's going to sit everybody down and says, this is what we're doing. This is what we believe is best for business. Get on board with this shit. Let's make money from this. And I think Seth has that mindset right now where, fuck it. We got heat. Let's fucking use it and build something fucking amazing. Because regardless, Punk equals ratings. Punk equals merchandise. Punk equals money, especially in this day and age. I mean, he may not show up on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown this week, but when he does show up and he does fucking take that microphone and he says what he needs to fucking say, everybody's going to be eating out of the palm of his hand regardless.
Well, I think he's confirmed for tomorrow night.
Oh, he is? I really looked on it. Apologies, by the way. I'm still getting over this fucking sickness. So if I have to cough, I do apologize. What was your takeaway from the Drew McIntyre situation? Because, like,
Yeah, that was the
I'm not
more
entirely sure
intense
that's
one.
I'm not entirely sure that was Punk related.
He
I feel that was
confirmed that
something
it
else.
was. So it has been confirmed by a source close to Drew that it was about Punk.
So
he was told. I think they knew. The guys in the match knew before they went out that this is what was going to happen. And I guess when the match was over, as soon as the music played, Drew just took off, went to the back, threw on a hoodie, and left.
so I'm trying to think, what the fuck did Punk ever do to McIntyre? Like I've gone back and I've thought, like even back when it was like 3MB Drew
I
McIntyre,
don't
fucking
think it has
leather
anything to do with that. I think it's the fact that because McIntyre was there when Punk was during his first run, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was going back like
I think
towards
he
the 3MB
knows.
shit, but he never
I think
did
his
anything.
opinion is that Punk is just a complete cancer, and he, doesn't want that shit in his locker room. I think he's made it kind of clear that that's been the case, and of course they're free to do whatever they want, but I think
Mhm.
they should expect some reactions like this.
Yeah, there's going to be some backlash from it. But here's my deal on the whole fucking thing. Whether, McIntyre likes it or not, it wasn't his fucking call. Correct?
Of course.
You're going to have to fucking play ball. So if they sit there and tell you you're working Punk Friday on SmackDown in the main, your fucking ass better be there in fucking ring gear, ready to fucking work Punk in the main. Now, whether or not you choose to fucking shoot on the motherfucker, that's your prerogative. But just so you know, there's going to be fucking consequences because this isn't fucking AEW. They're not going to put up with that shit. It's like I said whenever we had this whole thing when Punk got fired after All In, or was it All Out? He worked Joe at All In, right?
Yeah.
Okay, All In. That they need structure in that locker room. That's one thing that the AEW locker room really does not fucking have compared to WWE.
It may
And I
not,
feel
but the one thing that AEW had during the Punk run that WWE didn't have to deal with during the Punk run is the increase in leaks, the increase in media in the backstage. Do you really think that he's going to be less of a problem now that he's got the same potential coverage of people in the back spreading stuff and so much IWC shit? Like, do you really think he's gonna be a good little boy? No.
I do. Here's the reason I say that. That last little bit with AEW, that almost felt forced from Punk. It felt more of, I have to fucking be here. So while I'm fucking here, if I gotta be in fucking hell, I'm gonna make everybody else's life a living fucking hell. What? Jack Perry fucking said my goddamn name and made a reference to something we fucking squashed already? Fuck that guy.
I know, but the problem is like you just right then you expect that the WWE wrestlers have to just be professionals and take whatever, but Punk didn't do it when he was just at AEW. I mean, he doesn't get the same standard applied to him.
Yeah, here's the thing though. In WWE, did he have to fucking sign? Did he have to be there? No. He signed because he wants to fucking be there. He wants to make money. And I think Triple H said it best, where everybody fucking grows up at some point. And to me, it felt like Punk was trapped in AEW for that last little bit, and he was trying to fucking get out to do something. Whereas now that he's fucking signed with WWE, which from what I've been reading is a multiple year fucking deal. So I'm thinking at least 3 to 5.
Yeah, but you were just saying that it
There's got to
wasn't.
be there's got to be something within his contract, and you know, with WWE lawyers and shit, because you've dealt with this, that they did not fucking overlook the shit that he did in AEW. It was like, all right, if you're signing this, there's going to be fucking limitations in fucking place. So you agree to these fucking terms, and we're good. But if you breach this contract, it what's the word I'm thinking of? It terminates the contract. You will no longer be under this. Don't ever fucking worry about coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that sense, he has a governor put on him because of where he is, because of who he's working for. Because let's be real, for him and Triple H to be in the same room at the same time and not fucking slaughter each other is fucking amazing. These guys hated each other worse than fucking Brett and fucking Shawn in '98. You understand me? They wanted to kill each other. And now they're fucking shaking hands and fucking being mutual.
I just don't understand the confidence that you and other people are like he's gonna be good. He's given no evidence anywhere in the past ever that he's gonna be a better teammate, a better backstage guy. Like where's the confidence in it happening now come from?
The fact that WWE actually fucking signed him. You seriously think they'd done it on a fucking whim? Like, there was a lot of fucking ass kissing to get that fucking contract signed. Hi, how are you? But let me play devil's advocate. Other than the shit in AEW, what has he done to get the sort of backlash from the other side of the fence?
Well, the fact that he was just like that in WWE, and the only other major promotion he works for, he acts just like that again. It's like the pattern is he's a cock. The pattern is not he's a great guy. He just happened to have these issues. Like the pattern is when he's there, he's the problem.
I disagree with that on the WWE side, especially his first run. He became miserable because of his scheduling and because of him being sick and him not getting the fucking time off. All he wanted was some fucking time off to get fucking well again for him to get back on the fucking road. But because of how fucking Vince wanted to fucking use him, and for whatever reason, Punk just couldn't say fucking no at the time, Punk burned himself out to the fucking point he hated wrestling. So it wasn't just Punk being a fucking douchebag. It was the fact that a lot of shit fell in fucking place for him to get to that point.
Well, the issue is that because you were just making the argument for Drew that it's not his call, he needs to suck it up and do what he's told. Well, Punk has not sucked it up and done what he's told in any of the situations. Like he turned into a problem because he didn't get time off. He turned into a problem when any roadblock came up in AEW. He doesn't man up and do what the contract says.
Well, let me ask you this. If you had a massive fucking cyst on your side that was basically turned into gangrene and you want a time off to let that heal and they wouldn't let you get that time off, wouldn't you be a little fucking soured?
Sure.
Like, the man was legitimately fucking sick and all they were doing was throwing Z-Packs at it and it wasn't doing shit.
I understand.
Like, it's common knowledge why he left WWE.
Hmm?
So this is a different scenario than when he was just fed up with fucking everybody's shit backstage at AEW.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see.
But to get back on the point of McIntyre. Sorry. Shit. McIntyre's whole deal is he's just sour of what he's seen and what he's heard. I don't think there's really been any like legitimate like one-on-one conversation with the two. So he's more or less just pissed off by what others' accounts are.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where
And
they.
if that's the case, that's not how you fucking do business. Because how many times have we fucking heard something along the lines of a worker being a pompous windbag or being a fucking the greatest guy in the fucking world, and we finally have that conversation with the dude, and you like sit down and get to know the guy, and it's the complete opposite of what we were fucking told, whether it was for good or bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Roman though was at Survivor Series last night backstage,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a similar thing with Seth, but I don't think that was a fucking work. He was legitimately going to go beat the fuck out of Punk once he found out once he heard the music and shit.
I haven't heard anything there.
Yeah. But it's not just that. It's like a lot of people are going to be on one side of the fence or the other, regardless at the end of the fucking day. Whether you're for him being there, whether you're against him being there. And there's a lot of people in that locker room that are fucking against it. But I feel that locker room is mature enough to be able to fucking listen to what Triple H has to fucking say about the matter and then make their fucking decisions rather than just jump into fucking conclusions. So don't be fucking shocked if you read something on Ringside News or whatever tomorrow about there being a massive fucking talent meeting.
Oh, maybe so. Okay.
That's my whole situation. That's my whole viewpoint on Punk being back. I think money wise, it's good for business. Merchandise sales are going to fucking go through the goddamn roof, especially if they release the retro shit like we were talking about. What, a week, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's going to draw fucking money, especially with the match possibilities that they could have. He's just from him signing a new contract with WWE, the fact that WWE is taking a chance on him shows me that he's willing to play fucking ball. People just got to give him that fucking chance.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is. I guess I'm still just. I was really happy about Randy, and then I just think it pissed all over it.
I'm kind of upset about Randy because they didn't do what I wanted. I told you I wanted him to punt her right in the tank and hit her with an RKO like 30 feet in the air.
Yep.
But no man on woman violence for me. Bullshit.
So that wraps up that pay-per-view.
So with the way everything fell, where do you see them going with Randy? You think he's going to stay a babyface? You think they're going to turn him heel quickly? You think they're just going to use him as a part-timer?
No, I think he's probably he'll probably be full-time television. I can't imagine that he'll do house shows. But I would expect him to be on whatever show he's on pretty often.
It would have to be Raw though, right? Like
you would.
They got Roman at night on SmackDown.
I think the way that they both took a ring and came together, I'm gonna lean to a feud with McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that leaves Jay. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. What do you think?
Jay's gonna have to do something with a Randy Hill turn because Jay's just too over right now as a babyface to turn him.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of leaves Sammy out fucking high and dry. Well, what he's going to do, because since they moved Kevin over to SmackDown, if he don't move over to SmackDown, he becomes a singles. What are you going to do? Just feed him to Gunther? I mean, this time last year, Sammy was part of the hottest fucking act in WWE. Became the hottest act in WWE 4 months after the last War Games, main event in night 1 of WrestleMania, became undisputed tag team champion, and now after War Games, you ain't gonna have nothing for him.
Right.
I refuse to believe that. They've got to have something in the pipeline.
I think they're probably gonna put him and Jay together. They're probably gonna, stick them back as a tag team. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I'm kind of overseeing Jay and Sammy as a tag team wrestler.
Yeah,
I want to see them work singles.
Yeah, me too.
Especially with Sammy changing up the fucking shit with him using the Blue Thunder Bomb for a finish.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you put him over on, fuck it, send him to fucking NXT. Let him win the NXT title. Let him fucking run that for a few weeks. They did it with fucking Dolph.
Yeah, that could be something.
Let's see. There's that. Jay, I think Jay needs to stay with Cody right now and let them two just fucking do the team up thing for now until Randy does the fucking heel turn. That way it keeps all three of them in the story.
Okay.
As far as Judgment Day, Damian needs to get kicked the fuck out. I need a solo babyface Damian Priest run.
Yeah.
I need Damian Priest to cash in that fucking Money in the Bank when a fucking massive heel has the fucking world title. I need him to get that fucking babyface pop. Because God forbid if he tries to cash in that contract on a fucking IC champion or United States champion, that's fucking bullshit. That's not what fucking Money in the Bank's about. If you need him to carry a fucking title, just put him in a title match.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Logan Paul versus Damian Priest. Make that happen.
Yeah, we know he can carry a celebrity.
Yeah. Dude, I still say that was one of the best matches this year.
Great match. Yeah,
absolutely. That Bad Money match was just fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, cover Randy, cover Punk, cover the pay-per-view. Talked a little on R-Truth. You think they're going to keep him as a comedy act?
Who? R-Truth? Yeah. I mean, I think that's where he's loved in it. I mean, he's not one that needs anything more serious. He's like completely beloved by the entire wrestling community for being what he is.
My dream match for him at WrestleMania. And I want you to picture this. In one corner, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, R-Truth.
Yes.
And on the other side, SmackDown, #1 announcer, Funaki.
Funaki. Seriously, Funaki.
Think about it.
I love
this generation Funaki.
I love ever since he used to do this thing where he would be like speaking to himself in two different persons. He'd be like he'd like say something and he'd go, seriously Funaki. So I've said seriously Funaki ever since because I loved Funaki. He was so great. Yeah, that would have been a fun. Speaking of matches that I'd like to see, I think I've mentioned this to you. I would love to see Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix.
Yeah, you said something to me last night about that. And I could see that. That would definitely be a fucking barn burner, especially for Lucha style. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of Lucha. I will certainly watch it.
Sure.
But not when there's fucking 19 Canadian destroyers involved. I just can't.
So, what have you heard? Apparently, Malachi Black had a couple of slips of the tongue on a live mic on Collision, or Rampage, or whatever it was Saturday night. I think they had both shows on live during whatever.
Yeah, they did have Collision run against Survivor Series.
But apparently, Malachi did a promo and he called Claudio Cesaro and he mentioned CM Punk. Like he did a lot of things that would be like people used it as saying like, oh, he misses a WWE so bad that he was. Did you see anything about that?
I have not. I'm looking into it now. This is news to me. News AEW. No, I need AEW, piece of shit. There we go. Coupling, dude. It hasn't been a big enough story for them to cover it on ringside, so I really don't know what was said.
Oh, here we go. House of Black picked a fight with FTR and the Blackpool Combat Club several weeks ago on Collision. Malachi's group has since honed their focus on Dax and Cash. After FTR defeated the Righteous, the lights went out. Malachi Black and Betty Matthews appeared at a distance with a mic. Malachi noted that nobody was there to save FTR from House of Black this time, and that included Cesaro and CM Punk.
That could be a one-off thing. Like I said, I didn't really see nothing from ringside about it, so I mean, it was probably scripted just because of Survivor Series being in Chicago.
Could be. So that's just something I saw on the interwebs. So was there anything on Collision worth talking about? I guess Copeland laid out the former Luchasaurus, the new Kill Switch, with the concertos and stomps, and then cut one hellacious promo afterwards.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Kill Switch. Total fuck. Concerto, followed by a curb stomp, followed by another fucking concerto.
Oh my god.
Was bad. And the promo afterwards was just raw fucking emotion. So I guess from that we are now getting a TNT title match between Christian and Copeland. Excuse me.
This Wednesday. How do you see that going? Do you think
there's a disqualification finish?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, either that or the referee's just going to throw it out.
Yeah, probably so.
I think that's about it for tonight.
Yeah. Sorry it wasn't much more crazy, guys, but pay-per-view was just so.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
It was like an indie show plus a War Games match.
Pretty much.
Yep.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, for Draven Grimes, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.